Hello guys, SB Architects here. Today we are going to create an exterior scene in TWINMOTION. There are another video tutorials for exterior scene in TWINMOTION, but they were very fast. You told me that please make another tutorial one by one, which is slower and we are going to understand better. For that reason, I am creating this video tutorial again. This is not going to be a working process video. This is going to be a step-by-step video tutorial. Okay, let's start. For the TWINMOTION, I have a Sketchup file which downloaded from the Sketchup warehouse, and I didn't change anything. I've only deleted the trees and some roads. Because we are going to create our trees in TWINMOTION, you don't need to use SketchUp trees, and there were a car here. I deleted it also because we can use TWINMOTION cars, or instead of that we can use same car but we export it to TWINMOTION file separately. I don't recommend you export all of the scene at once. It's gonna slow down your working process. Okay, let's jump to TWINMOTION. Here we are in TWINMOTION, and in order to use the SketchUp file, we are going to use import. When you click import, you are going to see 4 additional import methods. We are going to use geometry, and your file is going to be TWINMOTION. So let's click open, and we imported our SketchUp file. After that, the important part is the fix UV's texture. This is very important. Do not forget it. And also we have collapse by material. You can use that, but also you can use keep hierarchy. With that, you can change your window, door, or other components location and scale according to the SketchUp file. But this is a bit slower. For this video tutorial, I'm nothing going to change, so I collapse by material and it's going to be faster. And let's click import. Alright, here we have imported the TWINMOTION SketchUp file, and we can already see our real-time global illumination, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use path tracing, which is this button. As you can see, it's going to be a realistic render with this new path tracing tool. Now I'm going to introduce you the steps which we are going to follow. First, we change the background, and after that we set up a camera position, and according to that camera position we will change the background, and after that, according to that scene, we are going to change the materials. And final step will be rendering settings and render. Now for that reason, I'm going to look at a direction from this angle, maybe from left side or in front of the window. Alright, this camera angle is going to be useful, and after that I'm going to click the media, image, and create image. Our angle camera position was saved, but I'm gonna change something here. Let's click the more and click camera. We have field of view option here. I'm going to reduce this field of view. I'm gonna make this 70 because human eye use this 70 camera field of the view. And also for a characteristic looking, we shall use the parallelism 2-point perspective. Let's click on. To set up a true lighting, I'm not going to use vignette at the start, so I'm going to reduce it. After the render, we can add it in the Photoshop. Others are going to be same. Let's update the camera position. To do that, we are going to click this button, back to media, and do not click that picture. Just hover over that and you will see the refresh button. Click that, and as you can see, camera was resetted. Okay, our camera angle is this. Now we are going to set up the materials, but before that we must change our lighting setup, because according to the light settings, material settings can be changed. So I'm gonna assign a HDRI map now. Let's go to more and click lighting. We will see sky dome here. Let's click that on. And as you can see, a default HDRI map was assigned, but I'm gonna change it. In order to do that, we click the more and it shows us the sky dome location folder. We can select one of them, for instance, low sun, or okay, let's click low sun and overcast. We will see lots of options here. I'm gonna try this low sun overcast 07. We are going to drag and drop here or here. Let's wait. There we go. It was assigned to the background, but I didn't like this backdrop images. I'm gonna get rid of them. So we go to back here, click the more, location, background, and we have picture. Let's click none. We got rid of the background. Let's go back to the HDRI maps here. But I'm going to use my own HDRIs, not going to use them. So we are going to click this three dot here and open. Alright, I have assigned a file which is Greenwich Park 03 4K in the hdriheaven.com. In that page you can find lots of HDRI maps. I suggest that website. Now let's put this aside. I'm going to show the intensity. This intensity change the sky and also light setup. But if you want to change them separately, you can click the more and reduce the ambient light. Ambient light is, as you can see, is 0.442, and you will see in the lighting setup is going to be 0.42. They are always going to be the same. So for this reason, I'm going to change sky dome intensity to change the intensity of the clouds. And after that, I changed the light ambient. But as you can realize, when I change the intensity, nothing happens because our exposure value is auto. I'm going to make it off and change it manually, like so. With that, if I change the intensity of the HDRI, now it's going to be easier. Alright, after that I'm going to change the sun intensity to 0 and increase the lighting. Let's make a preview to look at what we have. Our preview is this, so we can increase the exposure value. Something like this. Alright, let's moving on and assign some materials. First, I'm going to change the green here. For that material, I'm going to change the ground. Go to ground, nature. And here we have a grass material. This is the grass 5, a brownish color we have with that grass 5. Let's go back to lighting and increase the ambient light. There we go. By the way, we have stones here. Let's assign some stone materials onto that. Here we have gravel material. Let's assign that. We can use gravel and let's increase the scale. Now we can duplicate the material to others. I'm going to click this and drag here. It's going to replace all of the materials. We have some metals here. Let's go to settings and click the metal. And we increase the reflection. There we go. Let's change the concrete material. To do that, I'm not going to use these concrete materials. I'm going to use the Megascan library. So I click the surface, concrete. We have roof here. Let's click that. And we have concrete road. Let's drag and drop and increase the scale. With that, we will see the details. And as you can see, it's a brownish material. So I'm changed the color context, that color, and I'm gonna add some blue, like so. After that, I'm gonna add some grunge. So it's going to create an old style and age effect. We have lots of blacks here. Let's look at them. This is a garage door. Let's change that material too. It says metal. Therefore, I'm going to go to settings and click the metalness. And after that, I'm going to change the color to white. It's already white. And add some reflection. Or I can use the Mega Scan metals. We have bare material folder here. And in that, I'm going to use brush steel. By the way, we can change the railings material. We are going to add metalness. And for the color, I'm gonna add some white. By the way, we have wood material here, but as you can see, it's a 3D material, 3D model. So I'm not going to change the material. It's going to be looking ugly because as you can see, this is a 3D model. And if I assign any wood material, there will be added these lines. So I'm gonna leave this one as is. Maybe assign some reflection. Alright. We have curtains here. Let's change them too. It's important, I think. To do that, I'm going to use the original assets. We have translucent material here and white styrofoam. Alright. Maybe we can assign some reflections to those window frames. Okay, let's change the garage material once more. I'm going to change reflection style and change its colors. Something like this. Okay, we can go with that. Let's click the Quick Media mode. And now we are going to add some trees and grass. To do that, we have the vegetation paint tool. Let's click that. And we are going to choose one of them and place randomly. After that, we can change it once we painted the terrain. The combination of these three looks very elegant, I think. After we drag and drop here, we hit the shift and select the tree. And we click this vegetation paint and brush. It's very easy. And also it's important to respect the camera angle. Therefore, I'm going to click media, image, and click our image. Now we see our trees better. Let's click our trees and increase density. Okay, this is maximum, I think. Maybe we can change the age. Yeah, there we go. Trees are okay, I think. Now I'm gonna copy this material and apply the border. After that, I'm gonna decrease the lighting, but not that one. Let's go back and go back once more. Click this icon and I'm going to duplicate that material and assign that one. With that, if I change this material settings, this material won't be changed. As you can see in this example. Now let's add some grass. Let's go back and we are going to use the vegetation scatter, or instead of that we can use the vegetation paint, because if we use the vegetation scatter, all of the greens are going to be brushed. With that, our computer may be slowed down, so I want to only use vegetation point in the camera angle, camera looking direction. Thus, the render is going to be faster. But this time we go back and use the grass and flowers, and I'm gonna use the lawn, but I'm going to drag and drop more than once. With that, the brushing will be 4 times faster. Let's change the diameter to 5. As you can see, now it's very easy. By the way, I don't want to brush the house. I want to isolate the grass only. For that, I'm going to click the model, this model, click this triangle, right click the vegetation, which I clicked, right click, and we have isolate on off. And also I'm going to open up this eyes, yeah, and continue painting. Anyway, let's click on isolate and look at what we have. Let's go to render, and I'm going to use this camera position to paint. And for the eraser, respecting the camera position, endorse your rendering speed. In the render it looks very nice, but I'm going to change the tint. Let's click our materials, go to settings, and I'm gonna add some red. Let's add some reflections to concrete. Yeah, it looks better. Also to white wall. And let's add some crunch. Alright. For the black parts, I'm going to add some concrete slabs. We have facade options here. Let's try this one. I think it's look better. And we can change the color to darker value. Okay. If we have some materials to change, I'm looking for them. Okay. Anyway, let's add a car here. Let's look into the vehicles, cars, and we have TWINMOTION cars, but I don't like them. I'm going to use other library. It's not so realistic. Alright, now we are going to import our car. To that, I'm going to use the user library. In the library, we have user library, and in here, we can use our preset files. Let's click one of them and place somewhere here. Okay, it's going to work. We can change its position into our camera angle. I'm not going to make the car prominent. I want building to be seen more significant. For that reason, I'm going to place the car far away from the camera. Like so. By the way, we have luminosity option here, which is in the dark scenes. We can see the material better. I'm gonna increase the value. If it's not enough, you can always go to color and increase the brightness value or add some reflections. Okay, once we have this, I decided to add some bush to our render. In the bush, we have lots of options here, but I'm not going to be so specified. I'm just going to use basic bush and place here to hide the triangles of this rock. And we can combine the fern and the bushes. And we can add rocks. If we add some rocks here, it's going to be very cool. You will see that. By the way, we have more options here. We can use leaves also. We have bush, so we can use dead leaves under them. We have a space here. I'm gonna add something there. I want to try to add a dead tree. I wonder how it's looking to seem. Not bad. But if we place something here, we must support this tree from another part in the render. For that reason, I'm going to try to place this dead tree to here. Alright, the scene is nearly finished. I want to add some lights into that. I want to add some spotlights to this direction, this place, and also under this slab. Therefore, I am going to use a model for that. I'm gonna import. Let's click import and open. I've located a file, spotlight file, skp. Click import. Let's click that and find the location. Yeah. Here we have our spotlights. After placing it, we can change its materials. For instance, we can add an emissive material. In the materials, we have neons and we have neon 2. We can add it. And also for the spotlight on material, we can make it black or white metal. I don't know which one is going to be used. Let's use a metal. And let's go with that. And once we have done that, we are going to add a real light. Under the lights, we have spotlight here. And also IES files we have. There are very nice files here. Maybe this 06 or 04. Okay, let's try to use 04. We can see that light on the wall. I'm going to decide the intensity in our camera, but for temperature I want to give a warm color. Let's turn on the shadows and assign this file into the spot folder. Now if I change the spotlight, the light will be also changed together. Let's hit the shift and duplicate instance, and we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 input 6. There we go. Once we have done that, we can duplicate the remaining lights under the ceiling. I'm going to make them instance. Why I'm going to use instance? If I change one of them, all of the lights will be changed. For instance, let's click this one, and as you can see, we can change all of the IES lights at once. 45, yeah, 25 is going to be useful for this angle. Okay, we have one more step to do, which a light going to be visible from inside to outside. To do that, I'm going to use the area light, and place on the window and click the area light again in the scene and change its looking direction towards this angle. After that, I'm going to click the shadows turn on and change the light position inside the house. And also we can change the lens also according to Windows position. We can use one of here and maybe one of here, or we can use a big one. I don't know, I'm gonna decide it in the render. I think intensity is very high. Let's decrease the value and increase the attenuation. I think turning on or off shadows is not working in the path tracing. There is a problem for glass. We don't see any reflection onto that. We must see some reflections on the windows. So let's try to add some reflections. At the first, I'm going to use a glass material, and we have reflective glass and clear glass. Let's try both and change the opacity. If we use the clear glass, the outcome is nearly same. I'm gonna input 5 here and look to outcome, or maybe more value, 15 I think. Yeah, we can go with that. If you think the brightness is too much, you can go to render settings, lighting, and decrease the ambient value. And with that, our lightings will be more prominent. We are going to see more contrast. Once we have that, we can also change the white balance. And also we have a trick here in the camera. We have visual effects and color gradients type. We can use blue tint, and after that we can change the contrast value, maybe 55, and after that we can change the white balance. With that, the shadows will be blue, whites will be yellow. And from this moment we can use vignette or increase the lens flare. Changing will be visible in the spotlights, but not too much, I think. It's a very low lens flare. I think it could be improved in the next versions of the TWINMOTION. Alright, as for the final touch, I want to give the render a deepness. To do that, I want to place an object here, and I'm gonna zoom to that and add depth of the field onto that. If we can achieve that process, the render will be increased by 1 level. Alright, I have created another view and rendered that view. I think that's enough for this video tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed, and this was a step-by-step detailed tutorial, not a fast working process tutorial. If you have any questions and suggestions, please comment in the comment section below. If you want to see similar tutorials like this, please let me know. So I'm gonna focus rendering or modeling, ArchiCAD. Which tutorials do you want to see? Please let me know in the comment sections. Bye. By the way, if you haven't subscribed the channel, please be subscribed and please hit the like button. With that, you won't miss any future coming tutorials and you will help this channel out growing. Alright, thank you guys. See you in the next one.